to this week's coaching video. Today we've not got a topic in particular, but we're going to go through a few little random Q&As that we've had over the years of our coaching, and we've picked out 3 main ones. So we're going to start off talking a little bit about maintenance calories, and a common question is, do we gain fat when we go up to maintenance calories? So maintenance is when we're eating the same amount as what our body will expend each day or throughout the week or month, however you want to look at it. So in a deficit, which we spoke about quite a lot, is when you're eating less, so you're then using your body stores to then lose fat. But at maintenance, you're eating the same amount, so you're not either gaining fat or losing fat, you're just maintaining your weight and creating that energy balance. So in short, the answer is no, you don't gain fat at maintenance. But just wanted to talk a little bit more about maintenance calories and what we kind of think and feel about them as well. So do you have anything you want to add about when you're eating at maintenance?
Yes, a few things. So I think like a long-term goal for everyone should be to try and get to that maintenance. So some of you might be there already, some might be, like I say, working towards it. When we're looking at sort of like the question, do you gain fat in maintenance? The answer is no. If you are eating more, if you're eating in a surplus, you will gain fat. If you're in a deficit, you will lose fat. If you're at maintenance, it should stay like that. Couple of things to think about on that though is, one, you can build muscle at maintenance, so scale weight might actually go up, and obviously how your body looks and how your body feels might change a little bit. And I think with them like weight fluctuations and things like that, obviously not everyone's going to be weighing themselves, some do, some don't. I'm not sort of for or against it, I don't think either of us are, but it is one of them things that just expect the scales to fluctuate a little bit. If they go up 2 or 3 pounds, don't worry. If they go down 2 or 3 pounds, don't worry. You can still be at maintenance and have them fluctuations. That is just part of scale weight in general, I think, really.
I'd almost kind of say don't even bother weighing yourself, because
yeah, or don't sort of get too caught up on what the scales say, I think is the best thing. Some people like it, some people need to bin the scales. It depends on the person, but yeah, don't let the number on the scales get to you too much is probably the main thing with that.
Yes. Fab, so we'll move on to the next one. So what does it mean to tone up? So a lot of us have been looking to lose fat and gain muscle, gain fitter, get fitter and everything. And we're just looking at like when people say tone up, what they actually mean. So usually what we're looking at there is removing body fat, but then also gaining muscle. Like we said, we've been in a calorie deficit, and it can be more difficult to gain muscle when you are in a deficit, and that's where making sure you are training, progressively overloading and getting plenty of protein and sleep and all the things that we spoke about, that will help improve muscle strength and tonerness whilst you're in that calorie deficit. I don't know what I was trying to say. But when you go up to maintenance, then like Luke said, it will actually help a little bit as well, because you've got more calories, you can build the muscle, you've got more energy to train, so you'll gain more muscle there as well. But kind of linking those two questions together, you can still tone up whilst at maintenance, so you don't always have to be aiming to be in a calorie deficit to tone. So when you're eating more, you're training more, you're building more muscle and generally feeling better as well, typically. So don't always get caught up on the fact that you need to be in a calorie deficit to tone up, because you don't have to be. Anything to add to that?
No, I don't think so. I think that sums it up pretty well. That is, like I say, it's the aim is to get to maintenance, and like I say, you can train how you want or you do what you want, but the aim is to get maintenance, and then the toning up. Don't really like the word, to be fair, but the toning up can still happen at that stage as well.
Yeah. And then the last question we wanted to cover is, what should we pay attention to for our health? So this is looking at after the 12 weeks. So we've looked at quite the specific stuff in the calorie deficits and moving towards your kind of short-term goal within this 12 weeks. But what are we looking at next? Do you know?
So it's almost going like back. Obviously, we know that this is a 12-week program. We want everything that you've taken from this program to be things that you can sort of put into place for the rest of your life. Like we're talking like 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. These things won't change. So it is a case of taking bits of what we've gone through over the last 12 weeks, concentrate on that, make sure that sort of becomes a part of like your day, your week, your routine, and that's with regards to things like the non-negotiables, the sleep, the recovery, the training. We've tried, obviously a lot of the goals was fat loss related, not everyone's, so we have gone a lot into sort of like the fat loss route of it, but long term for health we want to be just concentrating on doing the basics consistently, which is what we've tried to cover as much as possible in the last 12 weeks. And that is the non-negotiables, that is the sleep, that is the training for performance rather than fat loss. Like you'll never really see us doing like a fat loss training program. It'll vary with like strength, building muscle, sometimes a little bit more conditioning, cardio, but that's never a focus on fat loss or burning calories or anything sort of specific. So training should always just be for health and for performance. And then I think just eating to what am I trying to say? Eating to fuel that training, that sort of like the daily activity and things like that. It's not something you can nail in 12 weeks. Not everyone will get it all nailed down in 12 weeks. We know that. It might take 12 months, it might take 2 years, it might take longer to actually get everything nailed down. But once you are ticking them basics consistently, then that is pretty much you covered on a health
That's when
basis.
you created a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
But like you say, even when you've like nailed it down, it's not that you then live in this perfect thing. It's more that you've nailed the mindset of I don't have to be perfect. I can actually just carry on. So you've got rid of that start-stop mentality, and that it's actually just a continual process of working on those three things like sleep, protein, fruit and veg, or water, or whatever it is that works that day. Because it was a few weeks ago that we mentioned that there's like 7 things you could focus on, or 5, or whatever it was. I can't remember now. 5 things you could focus on. If you can focus on all 5, that's great. But if you can focus on just 3 and you have to drop the other 2, that's also fine. Like just find what area you can focus on so that you're ticking at least 3, and they can swap around throughout the days and weeks, so that you're always doing something to work towards your health that day. So yeah, they're the Q&As for today. Next week will be the last one, so we'll come up with a little bit more of a summary of how to move forwards and everything from the last week. But yeah, that's everything for today. Thanks for listening.